Hello everyone, this is Stephen Balch, your instructor for Intro to Macroeconomics at Ozarka College. This morning what I'd like to do is give you just a little bit of feedback on that first set of activities that I finished grading this week, and then I'm going to tell you what we've got coming up due for our next set of activities. Alright, so the first thing is the Introduce Yourself discussion that we did that first week of class. I thought that went really well. I really enjoyed meeting everyone, and I really appreciate everyone sharing information about themselves. I think that's important in an online class, even though we don't get to see each other face to face. It's good to just kind of learn a little bit about each other, especially since we'll be discussing various concepts throughout the semester in various chapters. It's important to kind of know each other just a little bit. So like I said, I really enjoyed that, and I think we're going to have a great semester. I really looking forward to this class this semester. Now, I did finish grading the chapters 1 and 2 activities earlier this week, just like I mentioned earlier. So if you haven't already looked at your grades for those activities and read the corresponding grading comments, go ahead and do that as soon as you can. And let me know if you have any questions at all about it. I try to be very specific on my feedback and very detailed and tell you exactly why I counted points off if I had to, and what I was looking for, or where you can find the information in the textbook or in the videos, that kind of thing. So just always pay attention to that feedback. Because it's meant to kind of guide you and kind of, if you are doing well on answering the questions, then I'll tell you that. But if you have a couple of things you need to work on, then I will that feedback will help you kind of guide you in the right direction. Okay. So like I said, those chapters, the chapters 1 and 2 assignment, I thought. That went really well. Most of you did well on that. There were some of you who didn't answer each part of each question thoroughly. So always make sure you give yourself plenty of time, allot yourself enough time to be able to thoroughly answer each part of each question. There were some questions that asked for specific examples of a particular concept. And instead of doing that, some of you gave general examples. Anytime it says to give a personal example, always make sure you do that. Okay? There's a reason for that. I'm trying to get you to kind of on a personal level understand the concept and how it affects your life, how it affects decisions that you're making, economic decisions that you are currently making. Okay? So there's a point to it. So always make sure. Most of you did that. Most of you did very well with that. But there were a few of you that instead of giving that specific personal example, you just kind of gave a general example. Okay? All right. So just kind of like I said, read the grading comments. Let me know if you have questions. The discussion that we had for chapters 1 and 2 that dealt with the opportunity cost of attending college. I thought that went really well. I really enjoyed reading everyone's comments on that. I really appreciate everyone's participation. Again, these discussions allow us to take concepts that were presented in the chapters and look at a practical application of that particular concept in our own lives. Okay, so I really enjoy. That's probably the thing I really enjoy most about teaching this class is the discussions that we have online about the concepts. So keep up the good work on that. Most of you are doing very well with that. The chapters 1 and 2 objective test, most of you did well with that, or well on that. But just as a reminder, you can take that test as many times as you want to up until the due date. You can use whatever learning resources you want to, including the textbook, the videos that I've linked, the PowerPoint slides, any other resources you want to use. But keep in mind that you want to make sure you use your own words on the assignments and on the discussion replies. Just make sure that you're using your own words. You're not really going to learn much or very probably nothing by just copying what somebody else said. The whole purpose of putting things in your own words is so that I can assess whether you've actually understood the concepts. Okay? And most of you are doing that, but there are a couple of you that probably need to work on that just a little bit. I think it comes down to just allotting yourself enough time to actually give yourself enough time to put things in your own words. Okay? If you have questions about that, just let me know. All right? Let's see. The next set of activities that we have coming up due the first day of next week, which is Sunday, February 4th. You'll notice on the activities page under week 3, which is the week we're on right now, there's nothing due. And a couple of you asked about this. For this class, there are going to be some weeks when there's nothing due. But don't take that as that you shouldn't be working on anything this week. You should still be working on the activities that are due, the next set of activities that are due. So don't let that next set of activities sneak up on you. Go ahead and be working on it now. Don't wait until week 4 to get started because you only have one day, that is that Sunday, February 4th, to work on it. Go ahead and be working on it now. There are going to be some sets of activities that I give you more than 7 days to work on. And so that's why there are going to be some weeks that there's nothing due. But again, that doesn't mean you shouldn't be working on the next set of activities that are due, in this case, the first day of next week. Okay? So again, you've got chapters 3 and 4 assignment, the test, and discussion all due by Sunday, February 4th. So be working on those activities. Let me know if you have any questions. By the way, chapter 3 covers the 4 types of economic decision makers in the economy. Remember in chapters 1 and 2, we learned about scarcity, which is basically the main economic problem that kind of creates the need to study economics and so forth, economic decision making. So scarcity and opportunity cost and trade-offs and unlimited wants. These are all things we learned about in those first couple of chapters. And then now in chapter 3, we're going to learn about the specific decision makers that we're actually studying and how they deal with those terms that we talked about in the first couple of chapters. Again, opportunity cost, scarcity, and so forth, trade-offs. Okay? So we're going to learn about those 4 economic decision makers, specifically households, firms, the government, and then the rest of the world. Okay? Those are the 4 economic decision makers that you'll learn about. All right, and then once you learn about that, then chapter 4 kind of goes a little bit further and talks about demand and supply and how demand and supply together create markets for goods. Okay, and so we're going to kind of look at how specifically by looking at the demand curve and supply curve, we're able to kind of take what is kind of chaos out in the real economy, and we kind of look at the bare bones part of that, kind of look at just a couple of variables at a time, like price and quantity demanded on a demand curve, or price and quantity supplied on a supply curve, so that we can kind of see, kind of look in a model form, in a graph form, how all these things that we learned about, scarcity, opportunity, cost, and so forth, how that actually leads to decision making, how those 4 groups make decisions based on those items. And the way to do that is to look at demand and supply and how those come together to form markets. Okay? So these chapters 3 and 4 are going to be very critical to the remainder of this semester, because this basic idea of economic decision making and markets and demand and supply that make up those markets, that is going to be the framework for everything else that we're going to talk about this semester. So it's very critical that you understand the concepts that are presented in these chapters. So I would definitely recommend really putting some time and effort into these chapters. And if there are any concepts that you don't understand, feel free to ask me, and I'll be glad to answer any questions that you have. Okay? I'll be happy to help you in any way I can. All right? So be working on those activities, and let me know if you have any questions. Enjoy the rest of your week and your weekend, and I will talk to you again sometime next week. Thank you.